I don't know if you can piece this together, but tribes have their own society and their own beliefs and their own rituals, just like Irish have their own beliefs, society, and rituals. Italians, Brazilians, you know. So when you talk about a very small population of 3,000 people, and only like maybe 1,500 of them live on the reservation, everybody's going to know everybody, and they're all going to know what everybody's doing, and they're all related to one another in one way or another. Not closely related, but an example of, I work with a young lady right now who I have a picture of her 7 times great-grandmother. 7 times great-grandmother, and I have a picture of her, and I work with her great-grandchildren. So you get to know who is with who, and it's really awesome to see that there's such an amazing connection, physical connection. You can see that if one family has this trait, you can see them, and you can, you know, it's a generational thing. It's very wonderful to see, but at the same time, you also have to realize that confidentiality is a real high priority, and even if they don't keep their confidentiality, which sometimes they don't amongst each other, you know how families talk, it's really important for the person who is working with a tribal member to always adhere to a really strict code of confidentiality, because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, mostly. Also, you have to realize that you're working with family, and if you don't feel like they're family after 5 years of working in this small of a society, then you're doing something wrong, because they all become very important to you, and they all become very, like they call me, a TANF auntie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all kind of interconnected in that way, where we all know each other, and we all know what we do, and we all hang out and have a good time, but we all have this job to do where it separates us from being a TANF auntie to being Betty to being a TANF person. There's a lot of different structures that are separated, and even though you know each other, you can't say things like, well, I saw, you know, but even though, or if somebody's talking bad about somebody else, you can't join in with that, because even if you had some information that might make that person realize that they shouldn't be that mean, you can't join in on that conversation, because you can't identify yourself as knowing that person. So working in a small society with tribal communities has lots of different pieces, and you will notice that it's hard to navigate to know what you should do, because you will have a high-ranking tribal member come in and ask you questions about someone, and you can't tell them about it, but you feel kind of intimidated because of who they are, but you keep that confidentiality. You just tell them no, and you tell them why, and they just go back.